Hey, welcome to Electrical Theology, Esoteric Life Coaching. I am your host, Charles, where we deal in the supernatural, metaphysical, alien worlds, conspiracies, anything and everything that's fun to talk about, guys. Appreciate you showing up. Do me a favor right now. Let's just get this over with. Go ahead and tickle the algorithm. That AI loves to be tickled when you click on the like button, when you click on the subscribe button, and when you share it with your friends, right? AI loves all that stuff, guys. So let's get started. Many of us are right on the runway, ready to take off. What do I mean by that? It's that what you're about to do, the new chapter in your life, is about to happen. I know we say that a lot. It's about to happen. Things are aligning up. Other cosmic air traffic had to be aligned and cleared before you can take off, right? Things had to be put in place. We had to make sure your vehicle is ready for the next chapter. And a lot of y'all, and I'm talking to y'all that you're going to do your thing, but it's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of hours, right? Some of it can be hard labor. Some of it can be arduous. It can be heavy lifting, right? But that's going to be part of your dream coming true, where you not only stop dreaming about it, but you awaken to what it is you're here to do. All right, and so if it's something that you may need to get used to doing long hours, then start working out. If you haven't walked a while, if you haven't exercised in a while, I would encourage doing that, right? We can easily get lazy and complacent. But I encourage you to start getting in shape, because you're going to need that energy for this next chapter, guys, all right? Let's get on and see what the ancestors have to say. All right, the magician and the mirror upside down. We get indecision upside down, and then we get storm warnings. All right, that doesn't seem too bad. The magician in the mirror is that we're no longer reflecting who we are to other people, because we know who we are. We know that we are the embodiment of the divine, whatever that is for you. And for me, it's electricity. I'm in the embodiment of electricity running through my body. It knows what to do. It knows where to go. It knows when to build my muscles. It knows when to tear them down. It knows a lot of things. But so this mirror and the magician is upside down. Now the other side of that is if you're still judging people or observing or have biases or isms, right? Sexism, racism, any of those isms, it's because you're limiting yourself to opening your mind and your heart and seeing what's really out there. You've been conditioned to see what's out there, but you haven't been with true eyes and seen what's out there and felt what's out there. Okay? We've talked about that in the last few videos about we're trying to join the galactic and intergalactic neighborhood, but in Federation, but we still need to unify, meaning that we are a species that will take responsibility for our own actions, not anyone else's agendas. Those are political. We're talking about your agenda, right? And then we have indecision upside down. So you've made the decision to be who you are. Now, working through all that and getting through that, that's one thing, but at least you made the decision that says, hey, I'm going to be me no matter what, unapologetically, right? And then we got storm warnings coming here in the future, and we'll get some more information about what that is. When I see stormy weather here in the future, storms in one sense clear away and both create debris. I was driving through the streets the other day, and a quick storm came in. It was hard and heavy. And I'm used to driving heavy weather in Florida at 3 o'clock when it rains every day, and going fast, no problem. But here it came down so heavy that you couldn't see 2 foot in front of you. And I had to turn on the high wipers, which I never do, and I still couldn't see, right? But I relied on my intuition, my smarts. I slowed down, until I wanted to make sure no car hit me from behind or I hit a fallen tree, right? And then the fallen trees came after the storm blew through. and I'm traveling down the road, and all of a sudden there's a tree across, right? Too heavy for any one person to lift. Chainsaws need to come out. But there was just enough pathway to go around. And then I went up a few more 100 feet, there was another tree down. And then the storm came again. I was about to get out of the car and move it, because this one I think I could have moved. And then all of a sudden someone else hopped out of their car, they moved it, opened the pathway, and then I was able to go through. And they were too. And then go down a few more, and there's another one in the road, and luckily there's enough room to get by. So the storms are going to bring some chaos. But can you maneuver around the chaos? The chaos isn't personal. It isn't attacking you, right? Those are insecure thoughts. The storm that I see coming is clearing. It's going to knock down stuff that you need to get around, right? Or get over, right? But I was in a car. I had to go around. It's too big to go over with the car. I probably would have torn up my suspension, but I had to go around. So some obstacles that may be in your way, you have to go around, right? The emotional waves can seem a little bit right now, but they will calm down a little bit, right? But know that if something does get in your way, you can go around it, right? Immediately we get the Ace of Cups upside down. We get the Ace, let me show you. We get the Ace of Cups, then we get the Ace of Coins, or Pentacles, or Stones, whatever you want to call them. And then we get the Sun card in reverse. We get the Six of Swords in the reverse. We get the Knight of Cups upside down. We get the Chariot in the reverse. And then we get Seven of Coins in the upright position. We get the Priest upside down, and then we get the Hangman upside down. So a lot of energy in the opposite direction right now, guys. Let's get a better read on this. We get two aces, which means the money, the Ace of Pentacles is money sometimes, or security, or solidity, however you want to term that. And then it's confidence. And so you see there's money coming in. There's love coming in, but you're not seeing it because there's a how do I want to put this? The heart's there, but you're seeing everything else upside down. What do I mean by that? I'll tell you. I'm sort of stalling because there's a few messages in here. So in one sense I can see the heart that's up there, but there's also the heart's in a whole bunch of different places. And it's not all one. It has itself spread out, right? There's a little bit of love over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. And so there's a lot of projects you love. There's a lot of things you're passionate about. And your mind's probably going through right now, which one can I do right now? Which one am I willing to do? Right? Which one's calling to me the most? So you have a lot of love to give, but you haven't put it all into one place. Not that you have to put it into one place. You can do many of it, but you got to start moving, right? And so what this is sort of doing is stopping you from loving in your fullest, right? With your full heart, because the heart's in so many places that it loves to do. So you may want to sit there and contemplate a little bit and find out what you really love and just start there, and the other stuff probably will come along, right? The Ace of Coins, again, you got a new project coming in. We got the Sun upside down. And that the Sun is normally illumination. And again, that's telling me that we don't have a clear picture yet on what it is our heart really wants to do. All right? It's spread out, it's looking at options, but it hasn't made up its mind yet. And that's where now the Six of Wands, or the Six of Swords comes in. And the Six of Swords, a lot of times, if you look at the Five of Swords is defeat or fighting. And then Six is where the fight's over and now there's sort of a battle or the cleanup after the battle. Right? And the swords are about communication. So you argued and now you're sort of in your own corners. You're a little defensive, maybe shaking off the pride or something like that. But you're maybe reorganizing yourself. Right? You're resetting yourself and looking and saying, okay, wow, what was that about? Right? Why did I get so heated? Right? So there's a resting period, but because the card's upside down, you're not resting. You're still fighting. It's still defensive, right? So take a look at that and see if it is worth continuing to fight it, or can you change your communication about that and not be so defensive. And again, the reflective period over. Why you're yelling and screaming at someone, that's on you. That's not them. Why are you hanging around them if you're always having to yell or scream or take abuse or whatever this is? That's on you. Get the hell out, right? Because if you continue to stay, that's on you. Now, I understand there are situations, where people, it's difficult for them. They have nowhere to go. They have no support system. I understand that. This is more superficial, right? This is petty. You're arguing because you're bored, because you're frightful, you're in fear, and you're not wanting to take that step on your own. Now you have to take the step. You have to choose to take the step. You'll have a support system, but you have to take the step first, right? Because then we have the Knight of Cups upside down as well, and so you're empty. You're done, right? There's no more moving in the old area that you were in. You got to open up and fill the cup up with new direction. And that's where the Chariot comes in, because the Chariot right now is imbalanced. The Chariot is not moving, it's stalled. Meaning your life, you have destiny and fate with Chariot, and you're destined to do something, or there's a destination you're to arrive at, but you're not having fun along the way. And so you're bitching about the ride, right? How you're getting to where you want to get. If you want to get somewhere, a better dream, a better green pastures, but you're bitching the whole time getting there, then the only thing you're ever going to arrive at is more bitching, all right? And then we get the Seven of Coins, and the Seven of Coins basically is, the essence to that card is you've planted the fruit, you planted the seeds, and they're all about to flourish. The fruit's coming out, but the fruit's not yet ripe. You got to wait just a little bit longer. There is some patience that is needed right now, because part of you is walking away from a traditional system, and that's a comfort. You had support, you had divinity support in that form, you had a group of people around you that were all thinking and doing the same thing, but internally there was always something different about you than the group. And so that tradition is changing. You're going in a new direction, but you still got to be yourself. Don't get caught up in the crowd again. You're leaving one crowd. Don't become a part of another crowd and lose yourself. It's like going from one relationship to another relationship because you're looking for that right person. There is no right person because you're thinking there's wrong people. The wrong and right. Right? This hangman is being itself, but it's like this. It looks like everyone else, but the hangman's the only card in the entire deck that is opposite of everyone. And for me, the hangman means individuality or individuation, individuated ions. You have your own unique frequency, right? What you're doing is just jumping into someone else's radio show, and then when they kick you out, you jump in someone else's radio show, and then they kick you out and you go to another radio show. And one, you're country, you're acting all country, dressing all country, but they're like, you're not really country, get the hell out of here. And then you go into rap, and then you act like rap, you dress like rap, but you're not really rap, and they kick you out. You see what I'm saying? You keep trying to chameleon yourself into these societies, but it's not. You got to be yourself, right? Yes, we're good at adapting. Yes, that skill comes in handy when you're communicating. We adapt to how people and where people are coming from. That's the talent of that skill. So if you're good at jumping in and blending in with the crowd, and there's times for that and there's times not for that, but this time is not for that. This time is for you to get the hell out of there, start moving and illuminate the path, right? And then we have to open our hearts or bring it all together. Your heart's open. It just needs to be recentered. We'll put it that way. And part of that is doing away and understanding that the traditions were there for us, but now those old traditions aren't yours. You've got to create your own new tradition. Again, tradition is trading in ions, trading new ions. And from that, the fruit's almost ready and the money will come to you guys. All right? That's what I got for you today. Remember, tickle the algorithm, all that good stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace and love, guys.